All right, I'm recording. So here we're going to call the. I'm really sick right now, but I'll try to do this without passing out. The Royal Commission into Violence, Abuse, Neglect, and Exploitation of People with Disability. This is one of two Royal Commissions being in operation right now in Australia. This Royal Commission comes after a series of them. It's getting quite dire. For example, my local government has been disbanded. Basically sacked. We had no government at all for like at least 6 months or something. It was like almost a year or something. But I'm going to call this Royal Commission. Now, this is regarding people with disability. Now, applies to me, and I know I've confirmed other people locally to me. It applies to them too, and they've had interaction with them, so they identify with my kind of situation as being valid here. What the government does is they declare you you report corruption, and they call you mentally ill, and they come and kidnap you. And they basically say that you're mentally disabled, you can't think for yourself, therefore we need to take over your life. And it goes downhill, and there's a long story of what they're doing. This is in connection to this. Basically, that's the theme of this Royal Commission. The key word here being disability, labeling you disabled, mentally disabled. So I've engaged with other people locally, and this Royal Commission has taken on their cases and stuff with not very convincing results, but I'm going to call them right now. I've got witnesses from around the world right now. Can people just say hi?
Hi.
Hello.
Not sure if all of us are here right now. I bet there's a bunch of people.
Hello.
As you can see, there's a whole bunch of people. There's a number of us. All right, so someone's typing in the chat. Someone's not in voice chat. That's that big thing. Was someone in the text chat? We've got a whole bunch of us. There's one or two of us who didn't speak this in, but we're all here. Okay, I'm going to grab my home phone, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to record on a second device right now. I'm going to press record. Almost forgot that. Let's go voice recorder. Okay, there we go. I'll just put that up there. I'll grab the home phone. Oh, I hope people understand the stress it puts me under having to do this. Okay, I think it's +61 means O, so here we go. Hang on, I'm gonna cancel this. I can hear. Rick, are you there? Rick Rickson.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, massive. Can you like self-mute while you do this?
Yeah.
Because there's like the static, loud static white noise was coming out of your microphone.
It's not me.
Yeah, you're the one that was on. It's stopped now.
Dude, my push to talk is not on. My push to talk is on. My key was not pressed.
It's on right now. Look. It's on. You lit up, see? There's white noise.
No,
It's just stopped. Okay, all sorted. Okay, I'll call now. It's going to cause massive feedback otherwise. Okay, here we go. 07.
Hello, you have called the Royal Commission into Violence, Abuse, Neglect and Exploitation of People with Disability information line. Someone will answer your call shortly. Your call may be recorded for quality or coaching purposes. Please let us know if you do not wish your call to be recorded.
Thank you for calling the Disability Royal Commission. You're speaking with Prakash. How may I assist you today?
Hello. I can barely hear, but I think I can make out what you're saying. My name is Jeremy Martin. My name is Jeremy Martin.
Can you hold on for a second? I can just try playing up a bit and it might work.
No problem.
Just bear with me 1 second, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Me?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Oh, that's a lot clearer. Thank you.
Yep.
So my name is Jeremy Martin. I have a problem which will take some explaining. I have an 8-minute message prepared, so if you will, hear me out. and respond accordingly. I have other people here with me from around the world, witnesses who know what I'm about to say and can confirm it. Just to I just put up the speaker. Can you guys just say you're here? I just put up the speaker.
We're here.
Hello.
You guys confirm what I'm about to say, right?
Yes.
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 There's a bunch of people here, just so adds credibility to what I'm saying. And so, all right, you ready for my message?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
But before that, can I also inform you, Chairman, that you could actually record this message on your own and send the whole recording to us as well. That is also a possibility.
I've got things that I can give to you, and I can prepare. If you, depending on how you respond to my message, I was going to put something possibly on my Facebook wall or something. I've got it sorted out. So look, I'll go to my message. We'll sort that after. So okay. I'm a government whistleblower. Because of whistleblowing, I was repeatedly attacked to the extreme by a network of corruption within the Australian government, especially the local Central Coast government of New South Wales, and most especially corruption within the local medical system, working in tandem with several other government institutions. Of all the things that were done to me, I was repeatedly kidnapped, imprisoned without charge or trial, and extensively tortured and mutilated by the local Central Coast medical system, most specifically Wyong Hospital, Wyong, W-Y-O-N-G, Hospital, in the false name of forced medical treatment for bizarre imaginary diseases. Diseases like, as the official documents said, documenting government corruption and being too smart for his own good. Apparently that is a mental illness, and anything I say or do is always gaslighted into a bizarre mental illness, and I need to come with them in a white van at 3 a.m, and if you suspect anything and talk about it, the same thing happens to you. I was tortured and injured intentionally by a long list of people at and connected to Wyong Hospital. Injured not accidentally or negligently, but deliberately, over and over. Every time I try to get urgent medical treatment for the injuries they did to me, no matter where I go, I am denied medical treatment, and they come, they intervene, and they try to take me away back to Wyong Hospital yet again to injure me some more and hope I die of so-called natural causes, wink wink. Of the people who did this to me, the man in charge as hospital administrator at Wyong Hospital, George Sawinski, who I would add him and his co-workers have been involved in several royal commissions now with nothing ever getting done about it, is a convicted mass murderer who was plucked out of life imprisonment and conveniently put as hospital administrator for reasons that should be obvious. And he's just one of countless more like him, many of which work at or are connected to Wyong Hospital. This hospital and the people who work there have been tied up in one giant scandal after another, and they have been repeatedly on the news. In one example, the state's chief medical officer, Brad Hazard, said on television in Parliament that these people outrank him and they are outside his jurisdiction. I have piles of documents, witnesses, testimonies from government employees and hidden camera recordings of it all on my home security cameras and more, where I am raided, threatened, attacked at gunpoint and more, over and over. I have reported this everywhere, and every single time, they come after me with more gaslighting and kidnapping attempts to injure me some more. They have even tried replacing my locks and locking me out of my own home, in order to get me to meet them at a time and place to get my new keys, where they can make me quietly disappear off camera, away from my home security cameras basically. Almost every government official and watchdog agency I contacted in futility, and there are many of them, have since been disbanded by the government after they officially acknowledged extreme systemic corruption within them all being the ones, that majority. They have all since been shut down. The majority of those have all since been shut down and taken over by a single central anti-corruption organization that is still conveniently run by the very same people under a different name, with absolutely no protection for whistleblowers like me, and more arbitrary secret powers than they ever had before. The entire local council was suspended in recent times. We were without a government altogether. I can't report this anyway, and I have tried ad nauseum, or they come after me every single time. All I can do is document the threatening letters in the mail and the home invasions and upload it to my whistleblower peers around the world for a reckoning that will never be forgotten. But until then, I'm very sick, injured by these people at Wyong Hospital, and in desperate need for medical treatment for the injuries intentionally done to me by Wyong Hospital. but I'm diverted, delayed, denied, and gaslighted everywhere I go within the New South Wales government and medical system, extending to the very Prime Minister's office. I've just spent an entire year being delayed for emergency medical treatment that anyone else would get instantly, and I'm still waiting, with absolutely no medical treatment whatsoever this whole time. The last update I received was recently, from a specialist I waited 4 years to see, and that is what I'm here to discuss. I explained to this specialist, a gastroenterologist at Gosford Hospital, Gosford, Gosford Hospital, which is under the same Central Coast Health District Authority, so to speak, and who also works at Wyong Hospital. I explained to him in clear and no uncertain terms that because of my circumstances, I can never go anywhere near Wyong Hospital under any circumstances whatsoever. As to, like, if you don't have this medical treatment ever done at, have nothing to do with Wyong Hospital. I can never go anywhere near Wyong Hospital whatsoever, which should be crystal clear by now because of what they have done to me and what they have threatened to do if I go near them or even try to access the medical system itself to save my life from the injuries they did to me. I just add that I have a big target over my head regarding whistleblowing. It's beyond just this. I have a history, so there are people who desperately want to make me disappear. Despite how clear I make it, I have yet again been referred in the mail by that gastroenterologist right back to Wyong Hospital and the very people who harmed me, magically, yet again. The document I have been given tries to pretend they are following some kind of standard procedure while playing dumb. Just like how it's standard procedure to do home inspections involving threats of raids and evictions if I don't let them in. Meanwhile, I receive no medical treatment whatsoever, perpetually, and cling to life in futility. I know the law, I know the rules, I know the system, and none of this is by the law, rules, and system whatsoever, but they pretend it is. If it isn't clear to you, and I want to make sure that, absolutely sure that it is, I will put this in a metaphor. Imagine a doctor and his buddies are repeatedly on record, hunting you and confessing they are trying to kill you for whistleblowing against them. And because of that, you are on the run to avoid being caught, tortured, and killed. They tortured and injured you previously, killed your dog, and said if you don't quietly die of the injuries they did upon you, and you try to get medical help, they will find out, intervene, and finish you off like they did to your dog, and make it look like natural causes. And they tell you that they have friends high up in the medical system and they will find out, block and kidnap you again if you try. You spend a decade clinging to life and on the run, in desperate need of medical treatment for the injuries they did to you. You are messed with and blocked everywhere you go. Eventually, after years and years, you make it to a specialist at another hospital. After many, you explain the situation and urgency to him, and after waiting a long time for a reply, his response is to put you on the longest possible waiting list, despite how urgent and life-threatening your condition is, and he puts you in for dangerous and unnecessary exploratory surgery, and it's listed as unimportant and elective. And the people who are tasked with doing this surgery are magically the very same people who injured you in the first place and who are on camera desperately trying to kill you and make you disappear. Now, considering that I have expansive evidence here and a sample of testimonies prepared on YouTube that I can show you right now, which include, but I'll just add, I've put these on YouTube after giving these to every government agent, watchdog agency possible over years and years. So this is after all that, okay? I can show you these videos, which include testimonies of people with government security clearances, testimonies of people who even work at Wyong Hospital admitting that I was imprisoned and tortured there, and people around the world listening in right now who can talk to you live right now if you wish and if you have any doubts considering all this. Do you think it's appropriate and acceptable that I'm still waiting after a decade for emergency medical treatment to save my life? And in all this time I've received no medical treatment whatsoever, and that my whole case has been referred right back to the people who injured and tortured me yet again, and despite my clear complaints and warnings about those very same people. Would you trust a medical system where the only way to get emergency medical treatment to save your life is to be put on a decade-long waiting list for unnecessary surgery done by, surprise, surprise, the very same people who injured you and desperately want to make you disappear, which is all provable 100 times over? I know what I need. I need antibiotics, scans, and a few other things for an internal, life-threatening infection called Helicobacter pylori. I even have official diagnoses of this. I don't need a diagnosis. I need medical resources for something I already know I have. And I need it now, not in another 10 years, or I will die any time now. But nowhere in this country can I get anything, ever. So, considering my situation and proof, what do you think you should be doing and what do you think I should do about this? because here I am desperately needing medical resources to save my life, and no matter how clear I make it, I've just been yet again referred right back to the very same people who injured and tortured me, as it is every single time. So what should we both do here? Because I'm going to die, and when I die, I'll become a martyr like the world has never seen. I might have evidence distributed all around the world, as these people here can testify. Even organised having, what do you call it? Time capsules buried and stuff to back up evidence too, to be extra sure. And so ends my message. I await your reply.
Thank you, Jeremy, for your call, and I'm sorry to hear about your experiences. Thank you to the people included in this call as well for supporting Jeremy. You contacted the Royal Commission into Violence, Abuse, Neglect, and Exploitation of People with Disability.
Yes.
And hearing from people with disability, families, support people, organization, and broader community helps us, this Royal Commission, understand the extent and the impact of violence, neglect, abuse, and exploitation against people with disability. And it'll help us to make recommendations to prevent it from happening again. So you could contribute to this Royal Commission by sharing your experience and allowing us to understand what is happening. In your context, it is in the medical system, it is in the hospital systems, and you've also mentioned it is in other governmental system as well. So
Yes.
when you share it with us, it allows us to understand what is happening so that we could make recommendations to prevent it from happening again. But this Royal Commission cannot decide or resolve individual cases. We cannot decide or resolve individual cases. We are an inquiry, and people coming forward, sharing their experience, organizations coming forward, sharing their experiences, a broader community coming forward and sharing their experiences is helping us to understand what is happening under different contexts and settings. But we cannot decide or resolve individual cases. We are about making recommendations so that change can happen.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So you're asking for like whistleblowers and witnesses and stuff to come forward, right?
If they choose, if it is safe for them to do, if they think
Yeah,
that,
if it's safe for them to do so, yes. Okay, so what are you doing to guarantee their safety?
there are some provisions, like there is this thing called private sessions. So it allows a confidential setting for people to share their experience with the Royal Commission. If you want to know more about what is private session and what sort of protection it has offered, it offers, you can consult with Your Story Disability Legal Support Team. They provide free legal advice around connecting or engaging with the Royal Commission.
My problem here is not, I don't have a disability. I've been labelled with a disability. This is virtually every case. I'm in contact with many people who've contacted your Royal Commission, and they say the same thing every time. They've been falsely accused of having a mental disability, stripped of their human rights when they're perfectly fine, and their money's been taken from them, their lives have been taken, their houses, everything's been taken from them. They spend a life imprisoned in a psychiatric facility. The same case every single step of the way. So I don't have a disability. I've been falsely labelled with a disability and threatened with being labelled with a disability should I report it. So what are you actually doing to protect whistleblowers? Private sessions? That's not protecting whistleblowers. I used to work in the surveillance industry, for lack of a better word. I know this inside out. Then that doesn't sound like protection whatsoever. That sounds the worst possible answer I could hear. So I ask again, what are you doing to protect whistleblowers like me?
Well, first of all, if this Royal Commission is into the experiences of people with disability. We have a terms of reference. You can obtain the terms of reference through our website as well. You can access our terms of reference. And that terms of reference determines what this inquiry is about. So, as I said, this is an inquiry into violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation of people with disability.
Okay, so I've finished with my question there. What should you be doing and what should I be doing?
Well, like I said, if this is inquiry into experiences of people with disability. If you think that your experience would contribute to this commission, you could certainly share it with us and contribute to this commission, but we cannot decide or resolve individual cases.
I don't think that remotely answers my question.
I'm not sure about what you need to do. It is entirely your choice. I mean, you've said that you've tried different avenues, you've tried complaining about it, but you pushed back.
Okay, I'll ask you a different way. Like, if you were me, what would you do?
Well, I might not be the right person to tell you that.
Okay. Well, the other part of it then, what should you be doing? Not what will you do? What should you be doing? What do you think you should be doing?
But us, when people share their experience with us, it allows us to understand what is happening under different settings and contexts, and it allows us to understand what is happening so that we can make some recommendations for things to change. For people with disability do not have to experience what other people with disability had to experience or are experiencing at this point in time, especially violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation. So this inquiry is currently ongoing. We are being informed by people who are coming forward and sharing their experiences. And it is helping us to understand what is happening under different settings and contexts. And we are hoping to make recommendations so that things can be prevented.
It is my understanding that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that a Royal Commission is basically the highest level kind of government investigation that there is. That's why it's called Royal Commission. Is that right?
It is the highest level of inquiry. Yes.
Okay, and this is the highest level of inquiry that's going on here right now. Okay.
On this matter, on this issue,
yes, this topic, yes.
Violence, abuse, neglect, and
yes, because I know they're in different topics. Like for example, the New South Wales Police Commission, the Wood Royal Commission was regarding police. Yes, and topic, and my situation is regarding this topic, and this is a reply. Okay, so when we finish this phone call, what do you, in my situation, what would you expect would happen when this phone call ends? Like, what's going to happen to me? What do you think is going to happen to me?
I'm not too sure. I'm really sorry to hear about your health situation, and I wish you get the appropriate medical attention and you recover well. I'm not sure. You might want to kind of collaborate with some advocacy organizations. I do not know which advocacy organization, but kind of a collective voice. Working with some advocacy organizations.
Yeah, I've actually done so. I've done extensive research on this, and actually every single one of these advocate organizations are actually funded and controlled by the government. The very people I'm trying to report own them. They run them.
That's sad.
Yeah, no, it is, but that's how it is. Every single one.
Not 100%. You might want to try it in a different jurisdiction. This is just me being personal and kind of just sharing some possible estimation. Like it is entirely based on estimation.
Okay.
I know you have a health condition, as you said, and it needs medical attention, and you're not getting the appropriate attention. If I have understood you correctly.
I've got one more question. Do you think that the way the government is handling whistleblowers like myself and whistleblowers in general, do you think that that's sufficient, or do you think there's something seriously wrong with that?
Maybe I'm not the right person to comment on that, Jeremy.
Okay. Just let me check. I think someone just wrote a message unless I want to. Just give me a sec. Someone just asked me if this is a therapy line. I'm pretty sure it's not a therapy line, and and they said at what, someone said, I'll just quote what they said. They said, "Is this a therapy line? And at what point will action be taken?" That's what they said. I was like, why don't you say it in voice? You want to say it in voice? Just type out in the chat if you want to say it in voice.
Yeah,
yeah,
like I can speak if he can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah.
I would like to ask you, like, you're here to hear people out, but at what point will action be taken? When will this line intervene?
Yeah, before or after I die, basically. At what point will action be taken?
As I said, this is an ongoing inquiry. This inquiry is currently ongoing, and we are to submit our final report to the Australian government by September 2023. This inquiry is currently ongoing. So we are to submit our final report to Australian government by
September
September
2003.
2023, and we would have recommendations in our report, and that's our role. We are conducting this inquiry, and we would have recommendations. We would submit a report with recommendations for change. That's our role.
But when will you intervene? Like actually physically intervene in the situation outside of recommendations?
We cannot decide or resolve individual cases. As I was informing Jeremy earlier, this Royal Commission cannot decide or resolve individual cases. But we hope, I mean, historically also the recommendations made by Royal Commissions are hugely adopted by government. So we hope that the recommendations we make would be adopted by the government. The changes would be promoted, and hopefully those changes would bring in the changes in the life of people with disability.
Can I interject with a question here? This line that I'm calling right now, is this for, like, I call up for the inquiry and you would provide recommendations to the person, like me calling, right? Not just recommendations to the government later when it's done, but you would also provide recommendations to people like me, right?
If that is something we can assist with, we might direct people to different directions. If something that we can assist with.
So what would you recommend I do in my situation?
This line is primarily for people who have inquiry about this Royal Commission. Sometimes people come forward hoping that this Royal Commission could bring an immediate change in their situation, and when we inform them that this is not our role and we cannot decide or resolve individual cases, they definitely ask us about where they can go forward and all that. And those information are more around our estimation. We try to collaborate with them and look through the internet, look through the services, and usually we support them depending on their quality of the query. I mean, when I say quality, the content of their query. We usually recommend them to connect with some advocacy organizations. Sometimes we make referrals to connect with some support services as well. Again, depending on what is their query and what is their situation.
Well, just to make it clear, I'm not asking for any support. My precise requests are what they are. I simply need antibiotics and scans. That's all I need. But so just one final thing then. I just say again, what would you recommend that whistleblowers like this do? What do you think whistleblowers should do about this kind of situation? And there's many more like them. What should whistleblowers be doing? What do you think whistleblowers should be doing?
I mean, like I said, if they find an avenue to report their experiences, I think they could do that, being safe, and assuring their safety.
I'll put it a different way. Do you think that the government is doing enough to protect whistleblowers, if anything, at all?
I'm not sure if I am the right person to comment on that.
Or who is the right person to comment on that?
I'm not sure. You might want to connect with your story disability legal support team.
There's no such thing.
There is that support available for people.
I don't have a disability.
Okay. I mean, I can only inform you about
My problem here is I've been chronically labelled with a disability as justification for stripping me of my human rights, raiding my home without a warrant, and making me disappear wink wink behind closed doors. In the name of disability, which is every single case I've seen reported to your Royal Commission, has been the exact same case over and over. Psychiatric labelling, stripping people of their human rights and labelling them falsely as disabled. Do I sound disabled to you?
person with disability, I mean, I would go with you and your claim about yourself. Have you tried a human rights organization?
Yeah,
Just
Australian
one?
Human Rights Commission. I've even tried third-party international organizations.
Oh,
I've tried everything. Nationally, internationally, everything. So yes, I've tried every single government organization and government-connected organization in this country. I've been doing this for 10 years. Every single one. And what happens, as I said before, what happens is, if they either I don't exist, it never happened, or I get raided and stuff, over and over again, and more, and attacked from every angle. Attacked, threatened, raided.
sorry to hear that. In relation to the medical attention that you are urgently seeking, I mean, I do not know your personal circumstances and all. I don't know. Again, it is based on an estimation.
Yeah.
Would you be able to receive that assistance if you tried in a different jurisdiction within Australia?
I've actually tried this. I've tried long and far. I've gone right to the very Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister's office sent assassins to kill me, and I've got the documented evidence that they sent to Gladys Berejiklian's New South Wales Premier's office. They sent an order to Gladys Berejiklian to take me out. I have the documents to prove it. This is every single corner, and it's like, I've got like, I can't imagine how much files I've been uploading for a decade all around the world, and these people here can testify. Can you guys say, have I not been doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single corner for 10 years.
I've witnessed it myself.
Yeah, there's the lady that just spoke. She was on live stream when my homes gets raided and stuff, where they laugh on camera, saying that we got him now. Over and over again.
Multiple times, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just ask one more time. What do you think will happen when this rain call ends? Where do you think this is going to go? What do you think is going to happen to me?
I mean, all I can do is wish for your good health and hope you get the medical attention you require.
Wishes, best wishes.
Around your medical need, and you know, I strongly believe that you need to seek the appropriate medical attention.
I need to go somewhere else to get medical attention, yeah?
Just an estimation.
It's sound advice. The problem is where? Because I can't seem to get any of it anywhere in this country, any corner of this country. I've tried for 10 years. And how am I even safe to get overseas? I try overseas. I could get stopped at an airport. And if I can even make it overseas or even afford it or whatever, and I need someone on the other side to be able to take care of me while I try to get medical treatment overseas too. Like, imagine if this is supposed to be a first world country where I can't even get basic medical treatment, just antibiotics. Common antibiotics are the correct course and types of antibiotics. I need multiple antibiotic courses at the same time. And I may need to do it several times. I need something that, like, people in Somalia get this. Yet I can't get it in Australia, and this is supposed to be a first world country. I have no human rights whatsoever in this country. Depending on who you ask in the government, I don't exist. They'll sweat like a pig while I say it. I don't exist. So basically your advice would be to go try find medical treatment somewhere else, but you can't specify where, just somewhere away from here, right?
And seek a legal advice. Seek a legal advice as well. Perhaps that is in your best interest.
Well, I don't have any hope of that in this country, because they've literally tried to take me for prison for being a vampire and a werewolf. I've been in prison for a year without charge and trial under the accusation of documenting government evidence and being too smart for my own good. This is kangaroo courts in every corner. Oh, I'll just tell you something. When I was kidnapped in prison for a year, I was kidnapped outside a courtroom. The entire police force was crowding outside the very courtroom door to grab me after I testified against the local government with a bag full of hard drives and documents full. I testified. I offered the evidence. They refused to look, pretend I didn't exist. I walk out the door. They kidnap me. I get imprisoned and tortured for a whole year. That's what we're doing with here. And I've got all the proof to back it up. And it doesn't matter. If I die, 5 minutes from now, I'll just become a martyr. All this evidence is all over the world now. I've been doing this for a very long time, even before these 10 years. I used to work in the intelligence field. I used to work as a spy a long time ago. That's why I got a big target over my head. I'm not just a whistleblower. I did this. I went into this knowing what I was doing. The domino falls. My life ends. That evidence is going places. This isn't a dead man switch. This is something far more sinister than a dead man switch. So basically, I must go search somewhere, just wander around trying to find medical treatment somewhere in the blind. Somewhere in the world, right? Probably another country, it seems like. I basically need to leave the country, in other words. If there's a way I can even do that. If I can even get out of the country.
I was just saying, like, you know, when we do not get the required medical attention from particular medical institution, a particular medical professional, we might try to kind of get refer to another medical professional or another medical institution.
Yeah, I've tried that.
Like,
I need my whistleblower status recognized, my evidence recognized publicly, and I need to be protected. Politically protected. I need diplomatic immunity. I need political protection from these kidnappings, and I need supervised medical treatment. Basically, I don't need any injections or needles or mystery pills. I need antibiotics and stuff, common stuff that I can get anywhere else. I know what I need, and I've got the documents to prove that that's what I need. I don't need anything advanced, so what I need is quite simple. Well, thank you for your time. Is there anything else you can say to help me at all?
I mean, genuinely, I'm saying best wishes to you.
Best wishes.
Genuinely.
Thank you. Best wishes to you.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yeah, my friend just wants to say something.
Yes, please.
And like from my perception, it seems like we're gonna walk out of here empty-handed. Is there nothing like you can provide, my friend here?
I believe I have provided information about this Royal Commission and sharing information with this Royal Commission and anything associated with sharing information with this Royal Commission. And I've informed that this Royal Commission is into violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation of people with disability. And we always welcome, like I said, Jeremy can choose, and any other people can choose to contribute to this Royal Commission by sharing their experiences. But we cannot decide or resolve individual cases. However, we would be informed by what is happening and under different settings and contexts, and we're hoping to make recommendations for the change, because that's what we are. We are about making recommendations for change.
Should I tell these? Should I, before we finish, guys? Should I tell him who I am?
Yeah.
I'm the founder of Anonymous. Do you know Anonymous?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the original sole founder of Anonymous. I'm the one that started all that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I've got a big target over my head, and that's why the people who I'm talking about want me gone so desperately. They're scared to death of me for a reason. They know I've got them by the balls. They haven't got me by the balls. I've got them by the balls, and I'm prepared. I've been always on a suicide mission. I'll throw my life in a heartbeat if it serves my mission. So, shall I become martyred? Imagine what will happen. The evidence is everywhere. So, anyway, thank you for making a clear case about the Royal Commission and what its role is and all that. You made a very good case of that, and thank you for that.
Thank you for your call, and my best wishes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. This is the highest level government investigation, as serious,
Holy
as
shit.
absolutely serious as it gets. This is like the whole country's going to collapse. That's as serious investigation as it gets, and that's what we
Best
got.
wishes.
I was going to mention
Bullshit.
prayers. He may give me a prayer to Allah or some shit, because he sounds like one of
He
those.
Yeah.
sounded Indian or something, like
Yeah.
Pakistani.
Really,
Indian.
we got someone in the Royal Commission answering the phone, and he can't even talk an Australian accent. He doesn't even speak Australian. What does that say? But I think the point of this recording It's self-explanatory and clear, isn't it?
Like you walked out empty-handedly. Like
Or before I stop recording, anyone
I'm
else
just
have anything to
surprised.
say to add to the recording before I stop and upload it?
I mean, I'm not surprised that they didn't even ask to see anything or like.
Yeah, they didn't even ask
we
to
gotta
see the
find
evidence,
another.
did they? They don't want to look at the evidence, do they?
Nope.
You'd think they'd be, oh, holy shit, we need this evidence. It sounds bad. Can you get this before you die? Give it to us. No, they will get away from that.
A therapy line was really accurate because he just said, you just call in and tell us, and that's all you do. That's all this is for.
yeah, like I would also like to add what happened just now. Now is like, let's say you see that there's a murder about to happen, and
Yeah.
you close your eyes and you shut your eyes tightly
Yeah,
just to not be a witness to it.
So basically,
Yeah, like-
it's clear. Look, it's clear. I need to leave the country and go somewhere to get medical treatment somewhere else. And because of who I am, it's not safe for me to go any country, but obviously it's a lot more safer in any other country than, I'd be safer in Somalia than Australia. But I'm not safe anyway because of who I am.
Oh, God.
And basically, if I'm going to leave the country, if I go to an airport, I mean, I could afford to catch a plane to a place, but I've got money, but I don't really have any income, and I'm basically living off my life savings. And once I leave the country, I'll lose my house and all my property. They'll probably raid my home, take all my stuff, and evict me from my home and all that kind of stuff. And I'll get back and everything's gone. Someone else is living in my home or whatever. I don't have anyone locally to check on my stuff and do anything. So I go. There's probably no coming back, and I'll lose all my stuff, everything. So if I do that, I can't do it alone. Obviously, I'm going to have people around the world to help me do that. If that's the only way to save my life, to get medical treatment in some other country. So if people can share this situation around, the evidence, recordings, testimonies, this is my situation. If there's people around the world who decide my life is worth saving, and my evidence is worth using, not just simply documenting, but using, come save my life. It's going to take more than one or two people to do this, and maybe a lot of discussion. But if anyone wants to come and discuss what we can do, what you can do about it, if there's nothing else you can do directly, then you could at least share this situation and story and stuff out to others who can do more than you can do. That is very important. If people can just do that, get this story and evidence and situation out. You've heard it on camera. This is a top level investigation. This is bad. This is as serious as it gets, and this is what we got. You can't just trust your government or someone else to do it. You have to help me do it. I document all this stuff to justify action. Do or die. Anyone else have anything to say before I press stop?
They are without excuse. Like, they have to take every phone call serious. They have to take every person who calls serious with what they say. And it didn't seem like that. To me, at least.
Remember, what was the last phone call? What did they do on the last phone call? The Healthcare Complaints Commission. What did they do? Remember?
They quit literally 3 sentences in. Like,
Just
I'm
hung
not
up
gonna
on me.
listen.
Not going to listen. Hang up.
She complained. You called the complaint line and she complained that you had a complaint and hung up on you.
Yeah. So it's worse than anyone knows. That's why I've had to document this stuff and put my own life on the line, throw my own life away to document, to get people to rise up and act. Because if you don't, I know people don't know what to do. They're confused. They don't have the skills and knowledge I have. But you have to sort your shit out because there's no time left. It's do or die. So I'll press stop. Any final words? All right. I'll press stop and I'll go upload this, and yeah, I'll die when I die.